Rajan, who served as the head of India's central bank from 2013 to 2016, told NewsPulse Finance that communities are conceding power to bigger governments and bigger companies as a result of big tech and globalization in financial markets. What we need is to bring some of those powers back, first to the nation, then back to the region, then finally back to the community, so that people have a sense of agency, said Rajan, now a professor at the Chicago Booth School of Business. His thoughts on community governance are a focal point of his new book, The Third Pillar: How Markets and the State Leave the Community Behind. Rajan said those decisions on financial regulation should be given back to each individual country. One of the problems with globalization is increasingly, as markets become global, governance also becomes global, Rajan said. He added that smaller entities should be allowed access to the massive networks operated by large tech companies. Worrying about the enormous power that networks like Facebook wield, Rajan said enabling the interoperability of smaller companies would ultimately spur competition and provide market pushback to monopolies. The former central banker also briefly talked about the Federal Reserve's performance now that Chairman Jerome Powell has finished his first year as its leader. Brian Chung is a reporter covering the banking industry and the intersection of finance and policy for NewsPulse Finance. You can follow him on Twitter at Chungs. Fed Chair Powell to testify to Senate panel, What to Expect. 3/4 of business economists expect a recession by 2021. Survey finds Fed officials acknowledge concerns over balance sheet normalization. Fed officials not complacent with inflationary pressures. Congress may have accidentally freed nearly all banks from the Volcker rule.